Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm so sorry my camera is crap today. My first day back and it's crap. I'm using my old camera, but hello, everyone. A long awaited return has been made. Hello, I'm sorry I'm slouching. I shouldn't be doing that considering, it's bad for my back. And I got a new chair just so I wouldn't. Oh my gosh, guys. Holy crap. This is the show that I've been just dying for ages, okay? We are talking about Ahsoka episodes 1 and 2. Not only have they come out on a day that I can actually watch, but I'm really glad to be seeing that Disney's doing this change. That's the first thing I want to say is it's actually coming out at a reasonable time that I get to actually enjoy the show. So that's already like making this 10 times better. Secondly, holy crap. I'm going to bring on my friend who just joined, Charlie. Give me 1 second. Hello.
Hello there.
Hello there. Oh my god. Okay, let's just take a moment to just like revel in the fact that, Ahsoka is
Right?
it's here, it's out. We are here for this.
Yes, it was yeah, those first two episodes, right?
Like I'm going to be honest. So, okay, didn't ever really tell anyone this in the Discord, but
Hmm.
my big TV that I had, the big one that was mounted, is no more. Rest in peace to my TV.
No.
Yeah, so long story short, I was watching TV one evening, like a couple weeks back, and just out of nowhere, it shut off in the middle of me watching TV. Did not shut, like, it would try to turn itself on for like a second, it would flicker, and then it would go back off. So I'm using a TV that my parents gave me. Thank goodness. The
Sad.
un- the unfortunate thing is that I had to like I was trying to watch Ahsoka earlier and I had to like pause it
Right.
because the TV is 1080p and could not handle the show.
Oh God, no.
Like I did
Yeah.
everything in my power to fix the TV and like
God.
get it to like work. So I had to let it sit there for a minute and kind of buffer and load and then so that way it wouldn't like cuz it was weird. It wouldn't freeze per se, but it almost like was a bit of a lag like you could see the frames or whatever while you're watching a lot of the action in the show. So I
Hmm.
had to kind of pause it and wait and then I was able to watch it and it was I got to say the show is pretty great, but I'm just kind of sad that my TV is no more.
God. That
Cause that
sucks. Damn.
it did. I was like, dang it. And it was bad because my boyfriend knew that this was coming out. My family knew. My dad was texting me. And I was like, come
Crap.
on, TV. So I don't know. We may be able to fix it, but we have to order the part for it, and that's expensive. So but
Yeah. But
I gotta
aside,
say,
yeah, go
this
ahead.
show is just like I love it.
I mean, it even opens with a like kind of an opening crawl, but it's red.
Yeah. That was actually like one of the first things I wanted to point out that I thought was interesting as I
There
was
it
watching the first two episodes was the fact that it did like what the movies do, but it didn't like the shows don't really ever do that.
It was much like, you see it. It did remind me of season seven Clone Wars, season of Mandalore, but the way they did it was like more, kind of like how Rogue One. I mean, kind of Rogue One was just like boom, but like, slow real fast, but at the same time, boom, straight to the point. And oh my God, we we were all losing our mind. We were watching that, me and Strike and all them were like, it's red. What's that even mean?
It's gonna get dark in here.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, just the opening thing of it. I mean, before anything else, um, God rest his soul. Ray Stevenson goes out on a hell of a performance.
Oh yeah, that was.
Um,
Oh yeah.
like he's one of the most interesting characters out of this entire show. Like I'm, definitely full about everything else, but his character in particular, um, much like, uh, you know, I was like, his blades look a little orange, red. Okay, cool. I can get behind that. That's cool and everything. And he seems like he doesn't really want to fight. Like not like gung ho, like kill everything. At the same time, he warned the guys like, "Man, you sure you want to do this?" And then like later on, spoilers. It the one of
Yeah,
the
we gotta
next
say
episode.
spoilers, guys.
Yeah, yeah, if you haven't watched, sorry, get out. Why are you even here? But
It's been a couple days now. Come on,
yeah,
people.
why are you even here? But the other one was where the magistrate, which by the way I love they bought her back, is Bruce Lee's one of his, okay, Dan and Santo, not brother, so that's his granddaughter.
Hmm.
So and then we get to see live action Night Sister magic.
We're seeing a lot of live action stuff, and
Yes. My,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh my god. It's kind of one of those things where it's daunting because it's like, okay, this is really well executed in animated, but you have to see how it does in live action. I know something that a lot of people I saw pointing out online was like
Mm.
Ahsoka's fight scenes in particular. She's very like fast and quick on her feet, and you see that in animated. But it's a little bit more difficult to be able to execute that in live action. It's a real person now who's doing this. So,
Yeah, it's I mean she's got moves. I mean Rosario Dawson kills it.
oh yeah.
I mean I'm again just like Kenobi and everything else. I have stayed away from spoilers. I have stayed away from everything when it comes to ominous. But uh, uh
Execute Order 66.
awesome. Good job, Blue. Oh man. But yeah, I've stayed away from everything from when it comes to stuff like that, and I'm pleasantly surprised and extremely happy with everything because oh god, it's so good, Lanny. Go ahead. I didn't mean
Oh
to
yeah.
continue to
No,
keep
you're
talking, but I was like, it's
good.
so good.
It's good. No. Uh Something I thought was really fascinating, also kind of
Mm,
like with the beginning with the crawl, was
yeah.
I think it was like just mainly the action scenes, and then a little bit of like the cinematography we see in the episodes. It's weird because it's a show, but it doesn't feel like a show. It does feel actually a bit like a movie. Um
Right.
and it almost feels like, I don't know. I mean, I get it's Dave Filoni's like absolute baby is Ahsoka, so I understand that there probably was more money involved in making this show, and
Mm.
that shows with like the CGI cinematography and things like that. Especially when we see the scene again, spoilers, people, with episode 2 where it's gosh, I don't even know what the planet was. They had the map, and
Oh,
they're doing the whole scene with the
I got you.
portal, like kind of thing, and they're looking for Thrawn, and I'm watching that whole scene like around, and I'm like, I would love to be standing where they're at right now, just kind of imagining what that looks like, because on
Yeah.
the screen it looks very cool and very, very well done.
It was awesome, like the little like layouts and backgrounds and like a little compass. I was like, it's National Treasure, Treasure Island. What is this? But it's blue this time, or
It's space.
yeah, it was amazing. And I love how they like pointed out the. I know we're going all over the place, but I can't help it. This is so amazing. Just like pointing out and everything like that. Again, like the live action like Night Sister thing, I was just like, she is one. That makes so much sense now.
They
And
mentioned, Dathomir, and they're like,
yeah, and
we're getting involved here. We're really getting involved.
yeah, and they open up the little thing. They open up a little star map. Opens up and it's like there, and you see the I can't remember the exact title of, it, but the space whales, and where Thrawn is just hanging out and everything. It's like, guys, I've been here for years. Help!
It's like, guys, I've been stuck in space. Y'all need to come and
uh,
find me.
yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. But yeah, if you wanted to go in chronological order or anything like that, I'm more than happy to. Because like I said, I will get sidetracked. I'm like, it was so good. That was so good. What is happening?
No, all of it was just like, I was watching it and I'm like, this is amazing. I love this. I love that. I think one thing I love most about it is that they really are mixing in the animated with live action by bringing in a lot of the voice actors to play the very characters that they were voicing.
Clancy Brown.
Yeah. And I thought was neat too was like a lot of the cameos as well in the show that I recognized, like just from those episodes. I love like spy comedy type movies. So the captain from the first episode was actually one of the FBI agents in the first Rush Hour movie. And I
That's why he
recognized him.
looked familiar.
Yeah, I
Okay.
recognized him and I was like, wait a minute. And then I know they haven't given her a name really yet, but the apprentice,
Shin.
she's in The
Yeah.
Spy Who Dumped Me, with like Mila Kunis and
Oh.
yeah, she's I
I
just
mean,
thought it was,
what?
yeah, I was like, wait, they're bringing all the like spy comedy people out into Star Wars, but it's so great because it works.
It works well. Yeah, the apprentice Shin, uh, Darth Maul vibes. Just her, well, one, just like the parallels of going like to that one, to Lothal and releasing like those little like probe droids made the same sounds, had the same like cadences and stuff, and the way like she moved like almost like still with like the hood on and just like looking in the eyes and stuff like that, and it's not like a snake and stuff. I loved it. God, yeah. Carry on. Sorry.
No, I agree. Like, I just thought it like the action scenes were so cool to watch too. I was
Yeah.
like, ah, and then episode 2 with what is it, Hera? She
Yeah.
says her very infamous line to Chopper.
Oh, the Murder Droid 5000 has made his live action return since Rogue One. Yes. Yes.
Yes. I got so like that was probably like one of my favorite like little moments when I was watching it. I started fangirling and I was like, it's Chopper.
Yep. Has not been seen since Rogue One in live action, except for, some maybe some books or some stuff like that. But I was like, yes, Dave Filoni's voice as well. Uh, yes, I loved it. It was what was it? She said, because got there,
She's
because I
like,
love
fire
her.
up the engine, Chop.
Yep, and just his first little things, just like blow him up, kill him. Like what? What? Like
He's
yeah,
like,
just kill him.
wait, hold on.
Yeah.
What?
I loved it. Couldn't get enough of it.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, it's I love that Kevin Kiner came back to score this.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I
and
thought the
everything.
music was actually really good too.
Yeah,
I
everything was
really liked
clean.
the music. I thought it was very like when the show when I started watching it, I was like, this is getting dark.
Mhm.
This is different than what I'm used to.
Yeah, right. No, it's very cool, but yep. But
Yes, and if you were a Disney person like me and you watch Sky High, Royal Pain. Royal freaking Pain. I love her. I love her. You
yeah,
know,
she's
she's Huntress.
yeah. I was because I'd heard her voice before. I knew from some stuff, but I was like, I'll look at this later, and I just never did. And I was like, damn, where have I seen her from? and go figure. But
Love her.
God, yeah, she did good for like everything that she was given. I know some people like, oh, well, just stop. And but no, she did good with everything else. I love the way whenever she was talking with Ahsoka about us, a certain someone who I cannot wait whenever he eventually does get there. I mean, he's probably, infinitely around, but they made like, well, actually, before they mentioned that when they were talking about Thrawn, if you listen closely, you heard like his Kevin Kiner theme where so he's like, I hate to break the bad news to you, but this orb thing, it's kind of linked to Grand Admiral Thrawn. You'd hear that little piano slowly in the background, and then like she's like, no, he died at Lothal and everything. Like, no,
They didn't account for that.
yeah,
Somebody forgot to check.
yeah, it was bad, but yeah, man, it was good. The lightsaber combat I very much enjoyed. As you know, I'm very particular when it comes to that. Um, it was good. I liked Balin's fighting style, the way he does stuff, and everything like that. I mean, God rest his soul, gargantuan and everything like that. The way like he was using his blade, um, how he would turn it certain ways, and of course he gets a hallway scene, which is always an epic win. Uh, so you got that, and everything. So then you switch over to Shin, the apprentice, who very fast, very quick, kind of methodical, looks at stuff and everything like that. Has a Padawan braid there, and it's probably been there since God knows how long. And it's like
Oh yeah.
master and stuff. But moves great. Yeah. Uh, Sabine moved pretty good for someone who hasn't practiced in a while. Because the last fight I went back and did some stuff before watching this. I was like, okay, the last fight she was in was her versus Gar Saxon in Rebels, which Ray Stevenson played again. But so it's been a while. Then I'm guessing that they picked up some lessons along the way, and some stuff happened between them or something like that. But she did pretty good and everything until but whatever. Uh, let's see.
She's the
So
first person I've seen survive from getting stabbed by a lightsaber.
yeah, just put some band-aids on it, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I think that's the first like actual scene where I've seen someone get stabbed with a lightsaber and
Mhm.
actually, again, spoilers, live from being stabbed with a lightsaber.
Yeah. Kyber Crystal wasn't probably done yet, and the fun thing, you remind me of something else. The fact that they bought the Clone Wars droid back from all the way back, and I can't remember what season it was. It was when they went to Ilum and everything like that, and Huyang, and I was like, that's David Tennant,
They
and
brought David
I
Tennant
was like, oh
back.
my god, because Doctor Who fan, obviously. But I was just like, oh my god, I know that voice, and I was like,
Mhm.
God, Charlie, you fool, that's the one from Clone Wars, and
Mhm.
so I love that little touch and how he was able to identify, the lightsabers and stuff like that. And yeah, it's cool. Uh, Anything else? I'm sorry, I'll keep going because I was enjoying myself very much.
What's another thing that I was thinking of? I think it was gosh. I'm trying to think if it was episode 1 or 2. It
Mhm.
was conversation between Ahsoka and Hera.
Okay.
I
Yes.
think it
Number.
was I think it was episode 1 where they were talking about a little flashback stuff from Ahsoka's training days.
Yeah.
Hera was getting a little touchy on the subject of a certain someone. And we hear his
Mm.
name.
Mm-hmm.
You
We
know,
do.
you think we're gonna see him pop up at some point?
I guarantee we will. I can't confirm or deny or anything. Because God, it's hard to bite my tongue. Um, because I went to Denver, and I seen someone there.
Mm-hmm.
So something may have been let out by accident, but it's okay. He's him. Um, all I can say is when it happens, I'm gonna lose my mind. Um, I think we all will, like we did before. Onion ninjas just yeah everywhere. But yeah, I guarantee he's gonna pop up at either like a crucial moment or even just like one of the episodes, probably episode 5 maybe because that's directed by Dave Filoni. I love that. But yeah, it's ridiculous. I can't wait because the fact that that dude came back to Star Wars after all the shenanigans and everything else, and it was like right on, man. But yeah, God, I really got to watch what I say. Just it'll be amazing. Is all I gotta say.
That's all you can say.
It's literally it.
No, I'm actually kind of interested too because like when I like kind of like I was pointing out earlier, when I watched the first two episodes, it doesn't really feel like a show per se as much as it actually does feel like you're watching a movie.
Mm.
I feel like when I watch this, it makes me think this is what's gonna be set up for like what shall we say, the Mandoverse, I guess, the Mando cinematic universe.
I keep forgetting about that.
I
Yeah.
I do too, but I also like when I watch this, it's like that's what it feels like. I feel like I'm getting ready for a movie to come out.
Hmm.
It's like another like Endgame Infinity War type deal or whatever when I watched it. I was like, "Oh gosh." Um but I asked that because what was it?
Hmm.
Season 3 of Mando, we saw a certain character pop up at one point.
Ah, he's right.
You know who I'm talking about. Do you think he's gonna show up in this show?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if it was fitting. Um, I really don't know. Because I went back and I've watched the things 4 times just so I can like, okay, Charlie, slow down, look and see what you missed because you're like going bananas when you're watching this. And I don't know. It would have to be like a perfect time or something like that. I don't know, just pop in like out of nowhere. Um, I'm definitely not opposed to it. Um, because we
No,
know
I'm
that,
not talking about Luke. I'm talking
yeah.
about Zeb. I'm talking about Mr. Zeb.
Yeah, he's definitely
Mr.
alive.
hiding in the background, season 3 Mandalorian, like
God,
no
they
one
did
would
that so good.
notice. Like no one would notice.
Yeah, like get Steve Bloom and just the way they did that was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Um, so I would not be surprised. I mean, he's alive in this time period, and I
Mhm.
think the timeline of this takes place coincide with this. So
Yeah. And to me it's like when I think about that, it's like why have him pop up in this show out of nowhere? Like
mm,
what he ain't like obviously yes, it's kind of an Easter egg. You want fans to kind of like watch the show, pay attention, but at the same time it's like why would he happen to be where not only Mandalorian is, who just happened to have crossed paths in the previous season with Ahsoka Tano, but also where what is it, the rebel pilots are at too, just chilling.
yes, and yeah, I mean he is in Rebels, and he's very close with Harrison Dula, and I mean
So
that one place where Dave Filoni was just hanging out there and everything like that. So that'd be kind of funny for him, like a
I
little.
love Dave Filoni. I swear, he just hangs out in his own shows. Like
Yeah,
no
barely.
one's gonna care. No one's gonna know that I'm
No,
here.
no one's in. It's like,
Just
wait,
keep doing your job.
that hat. I've seen that cowboy hat before. And wolves. What's the deal with the wolves? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like Uh, Boba Fett. We're saying Boba Fett now.
I don't
I
know.
I don't know. We did have Sabine. Them talking about Sabine and Mandalorians and Jedi and things. So
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, at some point there is
Yeah.
bound to be crossovers because that's essentially what they're setting this up for.
Yeah.
All
It
these characters who are in their own universes or like have their own interactions are bound to probably end up meeting each other at some point. At this
s-
point.
yeah, speaking of universes, what do you think about that? About finding out like there's another like little existence out there when they open up the I'm gonna say the Indiana Jones way thing, and find out there's another thing like out there whenever
The multiverse, if we will.
apparently where Thrawn's has been stuck with hanging out with those I
Mm,
can't even pronounce it, just the space whales. Just hanging out with space
yeah.
whales for God knows how long
I
and
think
everything.
it's I think it's one of those things that you have to be really careful about
Mhm.
because any fandom already is pretty divided, but we know the Star Wars fandom is probably one of the like most. And
Mhm.
listen, I'm not blaming anyone for, anything that they like because I'm of the mindset that you should like whatever you like and enjoy what you enjoy. And if there's certain things that you don't enjoy, that's fine. And so be
Mhm.
it. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But at the same time, I'm also like, respect other people's opinions. That's
Yep.
it.
It's exactly what Sam Witwer said. Don't Star Wars is basically about don't be a so
Yeah, so it's
yeah.
it's kind of one of those things that I think they have to kind of watch out for and be really careful about because it if they play it well, then the show's going to be great and it's going to continue to be great. But if they screw something up, well, we all know what's going to happen. Like not even out an hour after the episode's out, there's already going to be YouTube videos up
Yeah, it's just
talking
when
about it.
I block stuff
Yeah.
completely. I'm just like, I don't have time for this. And yeah,
Yeah,
just
so I'm of the mindset that I think it's pretty cool. Like I said, I really liked kind of the direction they went in with episode 2. I thought watching all of that stuff was really neat. Um
mhm.
I think it would be interesting to see if maybe this kind of gives them a chance to explore like legends and non-canon stuff or what is considered non-canon stuff because if y'all know me, I am a legends
Why is your
person.
why is your layout like purple, like a purple lightsaber or something? What's the deal with that?
That I actually have kept on. I guess my StreamYards was logged out
Mm-hmm.
earlier, so I had to log back in. Everything
Mm-hmm.
just happened to be like already set up how I had it. So
Whatever you tell yourself, Annie.
the purple was already there. But either way, y'all know me and I'm a legends person.
Uh,
So if
right on,
they
same.
explore it, I'm not opposed to it.
Hells yeah.
But I'm also kind of the person where it's like please don't stray too off track from where it's at. We've seen
Mhm.
live adaptations go poorly over things like that. Cough, cough. The Witcher
You
or
know, I
Halo.
never finished the first season, sadly. I
Yeah,
would
same.
like to I would like to finish the rest. I'll eventually get around to it. I've got so much stuff to
Some
yeah,
point.
yeah, eventually I'll get there.
Yeah, eventually.
Yes.
So it's one of those things where it's like, you know, if you're taking inspiration from like obviously with Star Wars, there's books, there's movies, there's shows, there's everything you could take inspiration from. But
Mhm.
when it comes to like books going into live adaptation or just like being adapted into something, you do kind of have to be careful.
Yeah.
Um so
Just depends
Star
on who.
Wars, Disney, all I'm gonna say is y'all better not screw me over this time. Because then I'm gonna be really mad.
Yeah.
I have waited forever for this show to come out, okay? I was
Yeah.
ready for this. I was prepared,
Yeah, I think we'll be good.
but I'm excited.
Yeah, and did you notice actually, you know what? That's a good one. What'd you think of the henchman of uh yeah, of Balin and Shin and
Are you talking about the
the
droids?
yeah, the HK droids right straight out from Legends.
Yeah,
Uh
I thought that
they
was interesting. I thought that
Revan
was pretty cool.
they were so ridiculously awesome. They had like some of the CIS. stuff, and they had the Magna Guard staff and everything from like Revenge of the Sith, except like Ultimate amplified and everything. It was so cool seeing them.
I thought it was funny, like I don't know why, but I thought it was I thought it was both funny and like cool to see how she like drops back into the hole when she's like fighting them, and then she's like comes up like underneath and she's like bye, but then
Yeah.
but then I kind of laughed afterwards because of the when they start to do this, they're like initiate self destruct, and just for I don't know why, but I think it was just the way they had the camera on her. She
Hmm.
was like they had it paused, I guess, for a minute, but it was paused a little bit, I guess, too long, I guess. That's just me. So when
Hmm.
she like gets up to run, it just kind of looks like a oh crap, and then they change the camera angle, and next thing you know, she's just like running away like
Running,
get
running, running,
out of
running, running,
here.
running. Yeah, yeah. So it's a oh yeah, that was a hell of an explosion. That was like a Predator type moment. Um,
It was just like I don't know why, but it was just something really funny about the way they cut to that from like one angle on her, like up kind of close where she's like looking as they're doing the self-destruct, and it's kind of that look of oh crap, time to leave, and then it cuts to her just now running away.
yeah, yes, it was. That was crazy, and to find out that was another yet again another Dathomir thing because looking in there, you're like, okay, this is clearly influenced, some Indiana Jones type, Raiders of the Lost Ark type stuff and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why does this stuff seem familiar? Besides that, and then later on the episode, you learned about that, and you're like, oh, it was a Night Sister planet. And it's like, man, they really took care after General Grievous wrecked them in Clone Wars. They were just like, we ain't taking no more chance anymore. We're gonna home alone
Yeah.
this place.
Yep. 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 We're not risking it now.
No,
Goodbye.
which
Like no.
definitely don't blame them for that. But yeah, no. Let's see what else. God, there was something else that really stood out between that and the last. I know what it was. Um, what do you think of the Inquisitor?
That was something that I was genuine like that is something I'm sitting there like, okay, who is this person? Because at first, with the scene was episode 2, and we see, Ahsoka them about to fight, and just they're fighting, and then they stop, and it's like the lightsaber just comes out, and I look over and I look at my wall, and I'm like,
Oh, that's right. You do have
that's
that.
yeah. I was look over and I'm like, that's my saber.
I forgot about that. It's like, who done jacked my saber? What the
Yeah.
hell?
I looked over and I was like, who done took my saber now?
God, yes.
I
It
was
was.
like, all right, who is this? But it was interesting because it was like every time they would get up close to Ahsoka and the Inquisitor fighting, it would go on Ahsoka's face, and you could tell she looked pissed. But at the same time, it almost looked as if she was trying to figure out who that was. Like she
Mhm.
kept getting like all up in their like face, like, who are you?
Yeah.
Who is underneath there? Like she couldn't figure it out. And I guess it was kind of one of those things where it's like I before the show came out, a lot of people were like, is that supposed to be Ezra, or is that supposed to be this person, or is that like there I don't know. So that I feel like that's kind of what they were doing when they did that again
Yeah,
in those scenes.
yeah, I remember our little thing with that, and I remember going on about that about a little joke, but no, at the same
Yeah.
time, yeah, and because there's no reason they would bring in, especially an Inquisitor in this timeline of, and also usually Inquisitors go like that. He kind of, you know, if you watch like his stuff, took time and then went in, then went back, went out. Then Ahsoka does that amazing, like, dodge out of the way whenever the saber's coming back. But I was a little particularly curious, even more when I was going, like, because like, I watched the, end credits and stuff, and I see voiced by Sam Witwer, and I was like, wait, what? And I don't know. I'm not going to get my hopes up,
Mm-hmm.
but if that happens, even if it's for a second, I'll be happy because I've been watching his Twitch stuff along with some other people and everything else. It's like he's like, talking about like the strike thing, and like he's like, can't really do anything, but he's like, Soka's a good show, and I'm like, what's that mean? And I don't know. I'm really keeping my eye on that, and
um,
yeah,
what is
yeah.
it? When I watched that, when I was watching kind of that fight sequence or whatever with that happening, it actually, I don't know if you watched, I'm sure you have, Tron Legacy.
Yes.
So
Oh
it
my God.
reminded me a lot of that with the character Tron in particular, how in Tron Legacy he comes back and now he's like kind
Oh
of
yeah.
bad, but he doesn't know what's like, it's almost like that your mind's been erased type deal. It's like you're there, but you're not actually there. That's
Yep.
kind of what it reminded me of a lot when I was watching that. Just in the back of my head, I kept seeing like the scenes from that movie playing, like, that's Tron
Mhm.
and that's the other dude.
Yeah, just instead of everything else, you just see like golden and blue and everything like that. You hear
Mhm.
the soundtrack going off in the background.
Daft Punk playing in the background.
Yes, God, one of my most favorite underrated movies. Uh, yeah, I could definitely see that. Yeah, it was, but I got my eyes on that.
That I don't know
But
why, but that's what it reminded me of too. Because like even
it's a
when the
parallel.
Inquisitor took the saber and like spun it and tried to like boomerang it to Ahsoka, it reminded me of like the scenes where they're like throwing the discs.
Yeah, right.
That's what it was making me think. I was like, okay, whoever choreographed this had to have done that that movie.
Yeah, I know, right, or at
I
least
swear.
it's somewhat involved or something like
Something.
that too. Took some
Somebody.
inspiration or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's literally like all I saw in the back of my head watching that. And I loved it. I was like, this is
Yeah.
cool. I like this scene. And then he just like gets on the ramp and she just like casually just like
Boom.
moves over
Yep.
and as it goes and she's like in her in in my head I'm feeling what she feels, which is like, screw you. I'm coming for you.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man, is that it? We done fighting? I want, come
Yeah,
on.
she's like, I wasn't done with you.
Yeah,
I don't know why you're walking away.
yeah, I know. Especially after that that funny, amazing exchange when they go to Corellia and they're just like, okay, we're looking for this, and that one ex-Imperial guy pops up for the Empire at the worst possible time and just gets decimated
Oh
by like
yeah.
Ahsoka and everything like that,
That
and then
actually
jumps on.
cracked me up.
Yes.
That cracked me up. It's like, for the empire. Ugh, goodbye, world.
But bad timing, bud. Read the room first. Bad timing.
It was funny because the guy who plays is it his name Min Weaver is what it was. The guy who plays him, me and
Mhm.
my boyfriend are huge fans of like medical stuff, so we would watch House MD on Prime, and he's actually from that. And
Oh,
when I saw him pop up, I actually paused the show and I was like getting my boyfriend. I'm like, babe, it's the guy from House. Come on. And he was like, it is the guy from House. That's pretty cool. And I don't know why, but it's like I'm loving the cameos with this show because I
yeah.
recognize everyone.
Yeah, it's not like a too much lingering on things and taking away from the main story, and it, makes sense of like certain
Mhm.
things and stuff like that. It's just a hell of a good start.
And it's
Hell of
like
a good start.
even for like these characters that are small or like only making like appearances in these one episodes, it's like there's still people that you recognize. So it's
Mm,
like it's nice to know that like they're it's like, okay, at least I know everyone from the voiceovers and the people they're adding in.
yeah.
It makes it that much more enjoyable.
Oh yeah. 1000%. Oh my God. Yeah. Wicked awesome. God, I'm trying to think what else. Because there was so many things I was enjoyable about it.
Sabine at the end of episode 2. Can we talk about that?
Oh my
Her,
God. Yeah.
I was waiting for that scene to happen, just like it was building up, and I'm sitting there like, okay, they keep showing her helmet. She's walking into her room. She's grabbing her armor. She's finally going to grab it. Okay,
Yep.
she's wearing her armor. Okay, why does she have a knife? Oh, wait, she's going to do it.
She does the Kanan.
She
The
says,
Kanan Jarrus. The
Chop.
exact parallel. Yep. And I don't know if they wanted to if that's what they redid for Rebels or if that's just like another thing of that because I was like, wait a minute, is this how Rebels ended? And I was like, it kind of feels that way because she went to the painting, did that, and turns there's Ahsoka. Like, oh, well, that's awesome. Yeah.
I wonder if they did that on purpose though, because Rebels ended on such a cliffhanger type thing that now it's like kind of like they were talking about, with the dialogue between Ahsoka and Sabine. They
Hmm.
ended things on obviously a pretty sour note
Yeah.
where they didn't actually ever end up completing what they should have done, and now they're actually getting a second chance to go, find Ezra and find Thrawn. So I feel like they did that on purpose. They're like, we're getting the gang back together, people.
Yeah.
We're bringing Rebels back into live action. Let's do it.
Exactly. It was
Several
cool.
years later.
Yeah. Right. Um. Yeah. It's God. Now you say that. And I'm thinking about that as well because yeah, because they name dropped Ezra. They do the hologram. Brilliant casting, by the way, for him. I know barely seen for like a little second, and
Yeah. I
I
know
can't remember
people
the
really
actor's name.
wanted the guy from Aladdin, which trust me, I was
That's
probably
who
one
I
of the
was.
I
Okay.
was one of those people who wanted him to do it, but then
Hmm.
obviously they got someone else. I mean, either way, I think him
When
or the actor playing Ezra now both work out pretty well, if
yeah,
anything. Um,
when
and I'm gonna be honest, that's actually probably the one thing that I've really enjoyed about this show is when they keep showing the mural of them from
yeah,
like Rebels, and then you go to the live action cast and look at how all of them look, especially with Sabine, and we see the end where she cuts her hair, and then we see the mural with them. I'm like, they did really take their time to make sure that whether they were bringing on the voice actors to play reprise roles again, or they were going to bring new people. You could tell they took their time because
hmm
these people do a pretty good job of looking pretty much exactly how the characters look in animated,
yeah,
and those characters came before this.
yeah. I remember when initially released like the names and stuff, like congratulations, this one person and stuff, and I'll like look them up. I'm like, okay, and yeah, I've seen Ezra like actor, and I'm like, okay, cool, right on, man. And Sabine, I was like, okay, we'll see. And then eventually I was like, oh, wow, okay, cool, right on. I have completely misjudged this. Good job. Um, hair, a small part of me wishes they would have got Vanessa Marshall, but at the same time, I know it's a whole different thing of like age up there and athleticism and everything like that. But regardless, I'm happy. Um, let's see who else. Chopper is still voiced by we all know the Murder Machine 5000 is just murder things. Just Dave Filoni's voice and everything like that. But it was so cool seeing him. I couldn't help it.
Dave Filoni is just like in and of himself, like every character. He just embodies Star Wars
Yeah, man. It's
perfectly. Him and John Favreau do a great job.
oh yeah, definitely, man.
Seriously, it's like y'all. I mean, like y'all can't. I don't know. I can see
Mhm.
where complaints come from in direction of things, but at the same time, when you're getting things like this, where you have like actual nerds and actual fans making this stuff, like okay, I probably worded that horribly.
No, 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 no. You're good. Carry on.
I'm not trying to be a dick, people, but like,
Carry on.
as a fan base, we're sitting there and we're saying we want fans and nerds and people who are like us to be creating the things that, we watch and want to view. That's what we're getting. Maybe not every single person that's a part of, Star Wars is that way. And we've made it, we voice our complaints on that all the time, I'm sure. But when we're getting something like this from Dave Filoni, who obviously very much loves Ahsoka,
Yeah,
and we can tell that he loves Ahsoka,
not
like,
a big deal.
I'm not complaining too much.
No, man,
I'm enjoying it
no.
because I can't. For a very long time I felt like I kind of had to take a break, and that wasn't really for any specific reason other than it was just tiring. It was
Mm,
like it was like almost feeling like I felt forced to kind of keep up with stuff versus like, okay, I can watch this in my own time and judge for myself whether or not I'm going to like it.
mm-hmm.
So I just kind of was like, okay, I'm going to take a break for this for a while and just kind of take a break altogether from just really watching stuff. Um like I
Yeah.
know like a lot of Marvel stuff came out. I didn't really keep up with Marvel. I didn't really keep up with Star Wars. I didn't keep up with anything for the
No, no
longest time
worries at
basically.
all.
I took a break. I was like I'm away from everyone and everything and I
Yeah.
will watch it when the time comes.
I mean, to your benefit and to be fair, with everything going on now with the strike and everything like that, there wasn't really too much. I mean, some stuff that came out was, I was like, oh my God. And some stuff was just like, yeah, okay, cool. And
Yeah.
then, but yeah, kind of the same, kind of the same. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff God knows I need to catch up on. But as far as the Star Wars bit goes, maybe one or maybe two, no, just one. Was just like, but it's okay. People enjoy it. Um, Everything else, I was like, okay, and yeah, now we're here. But my God, yeah, Dave, and just pivoting back of thank God, Dave Filoni and everything like that. Literally, as you said earlier, and this is like George Lucas's George Lucas and Dave Filoni's baby, for God's sakes. I watched a feature. I went back and watched a DVD featurette of when they first came up with this, and George was like, hey Dave, so Anakin's gonna have a apprentice, and just like, I don't know about that, George. You sure Anakin's gonna have an apprentice? Like, okay, all right, get to it. So it was really cool going back and watching that, and then coming up with like the concept and seeing the concept art and everything like that of how that and to where it is then and to where we are now. And you're just like, oh my God. And it's cool. And also the like Ralph McQuarrie artwork and everything like that, how that was inspired by David Tennant's voice. I'm forgetting the name of the droid. Oh God, Hu
Hu
Yang.
Yang?
Hu Yang. There we go. Thank you. Um, but and how that was originally going to be 3PO's design. So little things like that, I love looking up, and I'm like, oh, well, I'll be dang, and everything, and just yeah. I'm long story short, just ditto. Some things maybe a hit and miss for me, but pretty happy right now.
Yeah, and like I said, like everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Like for me, I just felt like altogether I needed a break. And it wasn't even just from like podcasting, it was from streaming altogether because just it was too much to handle. So
Makes
but
sense.
like for me, I was like, okay, you know, I think for me it was kind of a two-sided thing where companies it felt like companies or whatever or franchises were almost in a sense releasing too much at once that was like
Mhm.
new, and it felt like there was so much new stuff coming out that it was like, okay, I don't really feel like I can enjoy this because there's so much of it and I want to be able to watch all of it, but at the same time I might not like all of it.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it was also like the other side of it was fan bases were just kind of really upset about the same thing. It was like the quality over quantity type thing where it's like, you know, you rush something, you're going to get like really crappy quality. But you let people take their time, you'll get good quality.
Mhm.
Maybe like less episodes or less of that, but I'd rather get, I don't know, 6 hour long, great, cinematography, great action scenes, like everything's perfect versus 12, I don't know, 20, 30 minute, very heavily rushed, lack of storyline episodes kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's a very like two-sided thing, and it's not even just with like shows, it's even with like it's just like any franchise. Games are the same way where what was it? Cyberpunk, I think, when that one was releasing,
Oh God.
uh
Yeah.
you know the fan base was complaining about, they kept extending the time, delaying it, and people were like, well, we want it out now. They put it out, and then people wondered why there were so many bugs and so many issues.
Yeah,
It's kind of one of those situations.
I don't even play, consoles anymore, but I do remember the uproar from that. That's why I was like, "Oh God, I remember this."
Yeah. It's a very like it's very much so a two-sided thing, no matter what, like it is, whatever franchise, as fans, I think we have to kind of be patient. We there are things that we want and things we want to enjoy, but we also have to understand that in order for that to happen, change has to happen, and we're the ones that want change, so let it happen.
Yeah, and just yeah, I really the one thing about this show that the only thing that I mean, it doesn't really worry me, but like
Hmm.
it is not like a cautionary red flag or anything. But I'm just like, oh God, I really got hope they got done with this.
Hmm.
Is um with one with everything going on right now with riot strike and stuff like that. I'm like, are they going to do a season two? Is this a limited time series? What is this? Um, Second, uh, straight to reality. Either they're going to have to focus on Thrawn or something because Ray Stevens is not going to be able to fill the stuff.
Yeah, and that
And
was actually something I kind of forgot about mentioning now that you bring it
uh,
up.
yeah,
Is just kind of like, I think it's what, 8 episodes is how many episodes they're supposed to have.
I think so. And I went back to go check. I could be mistaken, so don't quote me.
Yeah, so I think with this one, there's like, with it being released now, it's like we love the show, but with everything going on, it's really hard because
Yeah,
unfortunately, yeah, he did pass away. Not even like after they had just, done
literally.
everything like for it, celebration, traveling, filming, like they just got done. And
I
it was
know.
really sad to
Just
see that he had passed away because no one ever really expected it. But also the strike, these things get announced, kind of, years prior to them actually coming out. So it's one of those things where what they labeled as a mini series, which was basically every other Star Wars show up until they announced a season two.
hmm
Or heck, even not even that, it's just up until the show premiered, because it's like it feels like every single Star Wars show that's premiered, the second it premieres, they're like, oh yeah, it's not a mini series, it's season one now. And that's
yeah,
what they do, they change it on Disney Plus and they'll put season one available now. So it's kind of like, okay, are we gonna get a season two? And if so, how are they gonna shift the focus, if and is that something that we might see in the next coming episodes? Maybe have they already kind of had a plan in mind of what was going to happen to his character, even though he did pass away? It's kind of one of those things where we don't really know.
yeah. It's So yeah, that's I guess that's another reason why I'm just enjoying his portrayal of stuff like this. I mean,
Hmm.
his character is like ridiculously fascinating because again, just he seems like he doesn't want to, really fight unless it's like really necessary. And then there's moments where on that thing, it's Princess Shin asks, what's what's beyond there power for some, whether that's physical, whether that's metaphysical, whether that's something else entirely. I just really enjoy the way that he took this role. And from what I've heard from our good buddies and everything, he was nothing but kind at celebrations. So that's just it makes it all the more tragic. And also voice Gar Saxon, and then he's done many other things and stuff. Which I'm like, man, I just really hope they have a way. Either if he goes out with a bang, that's good. But if they didn't, how are they gonna fix it? How are they gonna do that or go around that or I don't know. But anyways, just great character, great thing all around. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm definitely excited to see him in these next upcoming episodes. I'm
Hmm.
kind of glad I watched this because now I know that I have to wait for just like a day or two and then it's gonna be out and
And thank
can
God
enjoy
we don't have
episode
to stay
3.
up like ridiculously late, right?
I know. And like I'm kind of like taking a change where it's like I'm glad that they're releasing these on Tuesdays and I'm doing this on a Sunday because it gives me kind of the whole rest of the week where it's like if I want to watch it on my own time, I don't have to feel like I'm rushed or like have to get something out to like talk about because it's like it's just nice because it's like I work full time. I have to be up early. I know. I'm just like I you don't have any clue on how long I've waited for this.
I know, right?
I I think I swear streaming services and stuff need to like start mainly Disney should
Mhm.
like really reevaluate why they're putting episodes out at these like times. I was perfectly fine with y'all just sticking to your weekends. It would have worked. Like people could have just enjoyed their weekends, but then they're like, we're changing it to like 3 in the morning on Wednesdays, which it's like,
Gosh.
okay, who's gonna who's gonna watch this at 3 in the morning? Not me,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah, it just avoid because people love spoiling things and stuff like that on the internet and everything. You're just like, dude, shut up. But oh God, I have the amount of the smile that I had on my face, and I was like, oh, it's 2 episodes. God, okay, so I'm gonna be up to like 5. God, all right. What's the thing for it? And then they're like, oh, it'll be
They
released in
literally put the
8
announcement out
months.
like the week before, like, hey guys, we're
Yeah, like
changing the schedule for
yes,
y'all.
finally. Yeah.
And I think they knew that in order for this to like because from what I've read about reviews on this show have been very mixed, and I'm gonna be honest to y'all critics, it ain't mixed. This show's really good. I think
Mm,
I'm gonna be honest. I love Mandalorian, I do.
mm,
Season 3 was kind of lackluster. Wasn't
mm,
horrible, but
mm.
this is kind of the show that's needed to kind of I guess rebound from that, or just kind of bring it back in from that. And they knew I think they knew what they were doing with season 3 with Mandalorian. I think they had an idea that that was going to lead into Ahsoka, and that's probably why they had the Zeb cameo in the first place. Um, but this is just so much better, people. Come on. Like, you should have changed the schedule a while back.
Yeah, right. It's like, no, you can wait till about 3 a.m. on a Tuesday going into a Wednesday or however what time schedule, and yeah, they have you suffer for it.
I don't know. I'm still of the mindset that weekends are probably the best for everyone, but Disney is going to do Disney things and do what they want. So
Yeah,
it is what it is. It's not something I can really complain about too much because, in fairness, it's at a much more reasonable time.
yeah,
So it's nice. Um, the I don't know why the date is kind of weird because it's a Tuesday, but I mean, it's it's better than 3.
Definitely, yeah. Oh
So,
God.
any final thoughts before
Mm.
we wrap it up? It's been a little over an hour. I think
Ooh,
I've covered about everything I wanted to about these 2 episodes because I'm
sure,
kind of still reveling in the fact that I love this show so far.
sure. Yeah, right on. Um, Ridiculously good first two couple episodes. Enjoy the cinematography, the characters, the story. So far is pretty good. For my personal stuff from my martial arts and stuff, I was ridiculously happy to see the magistrate return and knowing that that's Bruce Lee's great granddaughter, and the fact that we get to see a live action Night Sister. I'm really enjoying that. Thinking about the Grand Inquisitor a lot, and um, you know everything else. Rest in peace, Ray Stevenson. An amazing performance to go on. And again, can't say it without anything else with the main and everything. Rosaria Dawson just killing it right now. With her facial expressions, her portrayals, her the way she's moving in combat. Um, I look forward to the next episode and just whenever we get a certain someone of my favorite character.
Oh yeah. I think we're all ready to see the big bad villain show up already.
Yeah,
We're ready for that I don't know,
Papa Smurf.
Papa Smurf.
Mhm.
He's blue. I mean, that's what I in my head
Everyone's
thought was just blue
everyone's favorite
man.
kiss, Papa Smurf.
Yeah, Papa Smurf coming in to restart that empire up again and
He'd be,
start causing some trouble.
yeah, he'd be a little irritated at first when he gets back. It's like, guys, I have been gone for like 10 years this time. What took you
Uh,
so long? I've been
now
hanging out with whales.
do you think we're gonna see our good friend Ezra show up with him?
I don't know. I really don't, my friend. I I'm it's going back to the Inquisitor and then going back to if Ezra is not with Thrawn, then that puts
He's
a little
been
bit
here
more
this whole
like,
time.
yeah, and that kind of worries me. So I don't know. I
Oh,
mean, we're definitely gonna see him regardless. They cast him and stuff like that, so he's gonna be there. Just when or where he's gonna be in it is, I guess we'll
and
see.
I will say what I found interesting too is like
Mm,
what I don't know. This could be a little like this could be nothing or this could be eventually something. But I thought it was
yeah.
interesting that they sent the Inquisitor during the time that Ahsoka and Hera happened to be going somewhere, but they sent Shin to go after Sabine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously they think this is like gonna be like obviously they probably thought it was gonna be an easy little thing to get the map and like there was no big deal. And obviously the Inquisitor needs to deal with the Jedi, but I don't know. There was I don't know. I thought it was kind of a coincidence that Sabine just happens to get stabbed with a lightsaber and isn't going on this journey
Mm-hmm.
where someone else happens just to show up to fight them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And I mean, in fairness, she has his lightsaber, or
I know, right?
what's his according to Hu Yang. He's like, it ain't his lightsaber anymore. It's yours.
Good old
You
David Filoni.
modded it. He's like, you added some modifications. It's yours now. It ain't his. He come back for that. He ain't getting it.
Mhm. Yeah, right. Just hopefully doesn't come back with Inquisitor blade or something.
I don't know why, but like when I saw that like whole spinny thing,
Helicopter.
yeah, that whole thing. I was a little worried that it was gonna look a little weird and it was gonna look a little off. And for whatever reason, in this, it actually didn't look that bad. It
Yeah,
actually
it
looked
does.
kind of normal and kind of works. That's why I was like, okay, this is some Tron stuff happening.
Exactly. It was cool. I loved it.
All right, we're gonna call it. We're joking about this now.
Space
All
wizard.
right. As always, may the force be with you all, and we will see you next time for Ahsoka episode 3. Unfortunately, just one episode because, they got to hit us with the double feature, and then they're like, nope, single episodes now, singles. Charlie, is there anything that you want to plug in for socials at all?
Oh, good question. Um, Honestly, um, I got done doing a this about a month or two ago, but it's finally being finished up and everything. A friend of mine, we did a last year we did a lightsaber choreography thing on a beach at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
and we went pretty hard with it and beat the crap out of each other. But I noticed there's not many lightsaber battles on beaches too much on like fan stuff. So we
Hmm.
did that. It's getting rendered and everything like that. So that should pop up in a few weeks on my channel. Uh, collab with a buddy of mine. Uh, yeah. So there's that. Um, a couple interviews of coming up. Lauren Mary Kim, whenever she gets back stateside, who does a lot of fight choreography and just amazing martial artist as it is. She does a stunt doubling for the armor, Ahsoka, animated and stuff like that. And but honestly, if you really want to that, just go to my regular Instagram because I am not a YouTuber. I'm just a simply simple immortal person
Simple
trying to find
man
my
existing
yeah
in the galaxy.
yeah got my hands full.
All
That's all.
right. I think that is about it. We will see you all on the next one, everyone. Good night.
Stay awesome.